yeah, that felt good. That felt great. All right. Good day, good evening, but likely when you click on this video, it's going to be bright early in the morning, starting your day off with yours truly. Pelicans Daily, presented by Fan Arch. I'm your host, Dylan Bruton. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. You know the drill. When you chilling with Dill. Hoo, hoo, hoo. All right, y'all. Hey, had to say it, had to get it off my chest, because that's, you know what I'm saying? That's what the purpose of all this, to speak that raw, speak that real. No counterfeit over here, baby. You know what I'm saying? You see the Carl Canai, that's authentic. No counterfeit over here, baby. All right. Anyway, well, we all know on the value of great starts. When you start off well, you're setting yourself up for a better foundation moving forth. The summer league is going to be big for a lot of players. Our rookies, the guys that we don't even know about yet, and the guys who were signed on two-way contracts. But you know who also is going to make an impact? The guys that played last year and were on the team last year and made an impact. Now they'll be coming back as elder statesmen. Now they'll be coming back with a maturity and awareness and a definition to what it is that they're after like no other. Like no other. And if there's anybody who I believe in more, it's that young man, Yves Missi. So the Summer League roster for us has officially been announced. I'm definitely going to be covering different players, especially in seeing how they play. We're getting closer and closer and closer to when we play. It could be very exciting. July 10th, baby. Woo! Cannot wait. Yves Missi, though. Yves Missi, right? Yves Missi had a great rookie year for us last year. All rookie second team, showed and proved himself to be a defensive beast, and also showed an improving inside interior offensive game. What type of stat line do we expect from Yves in this summer league? Because make no mistake, this is not the same Yves that was bright-eyed and didn't know left from right. And I'm not trying to say he don't know left from right. Y'all know what I mean, in the sense of like he was a rookie last year and he was young. Like I got socks older than this dude. Okay, yeah, that's going too far. But he's gonna be coming into it with more clarity, more awareness, and more experience. With all that being said, what type of stat line do we expect from Yves in this summer league? Now, personally, I think Yves needs to go out there and dominate like no other. He's already training with SGA's trainer, right? They're in the gym. They're getting his game further developed. Now, Yves and Shea are two very different players. But that same commitment to excellence, that quiet killer, and the resilience, those are the things that he needs to pick up from Shea's trainer and from watching Shea. We just watched Shea have one of the best years of a player in recent history, right? Getting the scoring title, winning MVP, all NBA first team, and to cap it off and to top it off with a finals MVP and a championship. So that sets the bar high. But when you go out your way to train with someone who was integral and valuable to that type of development, that's what you're putting out there to the world, to the universe, to God, yourself, that, yo, I want this. So, what type of stat line are we expecting from Yves? Me personally, I'm going to be reasonable, and I'm going to say somewhere between 13 to 15 a game. We got some guys on our team who are definitely going to command, the ball, and they're going to be out there trying to get their shots up. It comes with the territory of summer league. It's every man for himself. It is. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the rookies that are, really just outside of the rookies. Everyone else, hey, only the strong survive. Survival of the fittest, word of Mob Deep. So I'm going to say 13 to 15 a game, points-wise, 8 to 10 boards, and 1 to 2 blocks. Now, these are all very feasible numbers. The thing that I want to see is the improvement in the paint, right? I want to see him be even more aggressive. I want to see him be even meaner. Because you can tell he's a very well-raised and respectful young man. And I love that. That is hats off to the Missy family. Salute. But on that court, young man, I need you to be a beast, a dog. I need you to go out there and play with a vengeance and a ferocity and to impose your will. I kept hearing Shea say that in the finals. Impose your will. Eve, go out there and impose your will. Show them no mercy. Don't even give them an opportunity to breathe. Don't even give them a chance to recoup or be like, yo, what just happened? That was Eve. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to go out there with that energy. And I want to see, expansion in your range a little bit. If you can hit the three, cool. But I want to see, can you hit a 10 to 15 footer? You know what I'm saying? Can you and can you win from the post? Can you execute a smooth drop step? You got a little hook. You know what I'm saying? Your footwork. Like I want to see your offensive fundamentals get better. Because I know as a defender, you got it. You are going to be an all defensive, team member, whether first team or second team. I got full belief that Eve Missy is going to be racking up those type of accomplishments. His nose for the ball, his instincts, and the way that he covers ground, it's phenomenal. Especially for a player of his size. So I got no real worries about defensively. Maybe just, less fouls, be more disciplined. But that's, you could kind of throw that onto any young player, and especially any young big. But offensively, I want to see you go out there and impose your will. There's going to be a lot of talented big men that you're going to run into. This was a strong class for the big men in the NBA draft. And in our 4 games, the Timberwolves, the Trailblazers, the Lakers, and the Thunder, they all have strong front courts for the summer league, right? They all got guys either who were just drafted in the first round, already have played in the NBA, so they're seasoned, they have experience, or, they're hungry. They want it more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just all these different factors. So, yeah, Eve, if you're watching this video, my brother, go out there, play a game. Go out there, dominate, and go out there and show the world why you were an all-rookie second team member. There was a reason. You had a great rookie year. And the future and the sky is so bright. You're only going to keep going, right? You're only going to keep evolving. So, speaking of offense, though, man, wow. Talk about divine timing. Talk about God, yo. We got Antonio Reeves back, at least for the Summer League. When I saw that, I was like, yo, that is wild. That is insane. Antonio Reeves, man, talk about a player who's resilient. Talk about a guy who when you look at his journey from high school to college to now, that is a young man who has been through a lot, clearly. And he plays like it doesn't impact him. But you see how there's different experiences make him the type of player that he is. And we got him on the Summer League team. We waived him, but he's on the Summer League team. Now, the question I ask is, can Antonio Reeves earn his way back on the team through his play at the Summer League? My opinion, absolutely yes. To me, he should have never been waived. He showed, to me, more than enough promise. He showed to me, at the worst, the very least, he has a bright future as a spark plug scorer. A guy that, hey, we need some offense, young man. Go out there and cook like a Jason Terry. And he showed that. But he also showed improvement as a point guard. Granted, that's not how we necessarily, looked at him or drafted him as when we drafted him in the second round last year. He wasn't that type of, but he wasn't that type of player at Kentucky, and yet he expanded on his skill. So either way, right? That to me just shows a young man who, regardless of the moment, regardless of the opportunity in front of him, he's going to maximize it. And I wholeheartedly believe that he's going to make the most of this. Now, He's gonna be playing with Jeremiah Fears. Jeremiah Fears is the bright, shiny new toy. You know what I'm saying? He's got the swag, he's got the name, he's got the credibility to his game, and he was picked 7th overall this past draft. So make no mistake, Jeremiah Fears is gonna have a lot of the press on him. I don't know if they're gonna run a lineup where Reeves is at the 2 and Jeremiah's at the 1. We don't know what the starting 5 is yet. With that, time will tell. But I'm definitely gonna talk about it when it drops. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. But if Antonio Reeves is starting, which I could still see just because he's got the NBA experience under his belt and he showed and played well, right, when he was out there, especially as the season tailed on and guys was injured and hurt. Reeves was there, ready. He wanted the moment. He wasn't afraid. He call to action, boom, on it. I 100% believe that Antonio Reeves can earn his way back on this team. I don't know why in the first place he lost his spot. He didn't deserve that, in my opinion. And that's why, to anybody again out there who thinks that my respect and admiration for President Dumars, is like me, Odin, and not being objective and being biased and all that. I'm carrying water, whatever y'all want to try to throw on my name. No, I can critique everybody, including the people who I look up to the most or respect. I was raised to be able to critically think and to be able to use comprehension and to be able to look at things in totality. So you'll never catch me fanning out here. I will admit when, yes, certain players or whatever like that, I am a little bit more inclined to, but I still, at the end of the day, we're all held under the same standard. We're all held, to me at least. I can't speak on the rest of the world and society and all that. That's a topic for another time. But I'm very objective, and that was a move that puzzled me. That was a move that did not make sense. But maybe in President Dumars is like twisted mind. Shout out to the OG though, right? He old school. Maybe he's like, okay, like it like in Dark Knight when Joker's got all these guys. They're like, I want to be in your crew, Joker. I want to be in your crew. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he breaks the pool stick, and he's like, well, there's only room for one of you. Tryouts will be commencing shortly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can do a better Joker voice, but I need to utilize a little bit of a liquid, a little bit of a beverage. But I'm not gonna be doing the Joker voice. I actually legitimately did need to take a sip of my vitamin water. But in that scene, right? In that scene where Joker is letting it be known, if you want to be down with the crew, it comes down to blood. It comes down to death. It comes down to who wants it more. How far are you willing to go? Now, am I saying that President Dumars is gonna have this man Antonio Reeves fighting on some Fight Club stuff? You know what I'm saying? First rule of Fight Club: no mention of Fight Club. Like, no, I'm not saying he's gonna be on some Tyler Durden type of stuff. But see how, you know what I'm saying? Give me a little credit. I know my films. We talking Dark Knight and we talking Fight Club. Come on now, it's classics only. Classics only. Like I said, classics only, baby. No, but I do believe that President Dumars is from the old school mind frame of you gotta go and show improve. Even if you show promise, that's not going to be enough sometimes with these NBA teams, right? You might show flashes of potential, but they need to see that consistency. They need to see that you are not just a dime a dozen player. You're not easily replaced. And I think with Antonio Reeves, if he goes out there and he averages at least, because again, we got a really talented roster, but at least 15 a game, but efficient. That's at least. I wholeheartedly believe Antonio Reeves, with his NBA experience, with his scoring ability, could go out there and lead the summer league in scoring. I don't think that's crazy to say. He was a 20 plus scorer at Kentucky in college, and he was a transfer. He was a transfer, but he came in ready and locked in, and he rose to the competition. So I think Antonio Reeves has that same type of ability now. And if Antonio Reeves leads the summer league in scoring or is in like the top 5 to 10, undeniable. And that's what it's all about. Is showing that you're undeniable, making it so people can never replace you, making it difficult for them to, being so good that there ain't nothing that they can stick or place on you and your name and your character and your game that's going to say, well, we were going to bring you, but nah. So my answer, 100%. 100%. I got full faith in Antonio Reeves. Y'all have heard me speak very positively about him every video. He's one of my favorite young players that we got on the team, and I love all them guys. I do. But as far as like who I have a little bit of bias to, yeah, just a little bit, because I can see someone who wants it bad, and he's a great young man. He walks and leads in faith. I love seeing athletes like that. Truly, that's just me speaking though. I can't speak for everybody else. I can't, but I'm very excited, and I think he's gonna go out there and show the world. And look, if even still President Dumars is like, I'm standing on business, young man. You had a great opportunity, but we can't bring you in. We got too many guards, whoop, whoop-de-whoop. Because I think that's largely what it came down to. I don't think it was really a personal decision or you're not good enough. I think it just came down to we got a lot of guards. We have a good problem to have. But another team will definitely recognize him. His talent is undeniable to me. I think Antonio Reeves has a very bright future. Anytime as a second round pick, you can make an impact and you can show an expansion in your game. That to me shows the sign of a player who is just only going to get better with time and opportunity when it's presented. And the bigger the role, hey, the more they're going to do, the more they're going to achieve, the more they're going to accomplish. So I'm very excited to see what Antonio Reeves does this summer league. I mean, I'm excited to see everybody. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. But I'm very excited to see with Antonio Reeves because I think he's got a great opportunity to truly, truly just go out there and get buckets. Don't even worry about being a point guard. I mean, like show the skill set, but just go out there and cook them. Like show folks why you were the first Kentucky player since Jamal Murray to average over 20 points per game. Show them. So I got faith in Antonio Reeves. Now, on a whole different metric. So Corey Brewer, who has been our player development coach since he retired from the NBA 2020 after a career spanning for 13 years, drafted out of Florida, was on the 06 and 07 Florida Gators team, and as a Seminoles fan, oh man, those years were rough. I cannot lie to y'all. Ooh, those years were rough, man. UF fans could not stop talking. They were like, we're great in football, and we're great in basketball, and we're great in baseball. We're great at everything. Man, boo. That was how I was feeling. I was like, boo. But nah, all seriousness, respect to the greatness. Those teams on Florida were amazing. You know what I'm saying? They were absolutely spectacular. Those teams with Horford, Torian Green, Joakim Noah, like those were some squads. Man, again, I might say something, but at the end of the day, I still respect ball. I still respect the game. But he was Corey Brewer, had a very interesting NBA career. Necessarily didn't become the player that the Timberwolves thought they were going to get when they drafted him in the lottery. But carved out a solid career for himself nevertheless and was well respected. Even put up in his return to Minnesota, had one of the most random 50-point games I've ever seen in my life. But he was cooking. He was cooking that whole game. I remember watching that and I'm like, Corey Brewer? Over 50 points? Do my eyes deceive me? Am I being played? Where Ashton at? Are we being punked? But, Won a championship with the Mavs in 2011 too. When he got in the game was a great energy and hustle guy, and he's been in the Big Three. They just won the Big Three championship, so he's been carrying a lot of momentum with him. He's just a winner. Anywhere he goes, he's a winner. That's just one thing that I peep with someone like Corey Brewer. Anywhere that he goes, he leaves a winning impact. He might not be the number one guy, but he wins everywhere he goes. And winning is the greatest cure of all. Winning is the greatest result that you cannot deny, right? Regardless of what it is in life. But winning, right? Just win, baby. Just like what the legendary Al Davis, of the Raiders used to say back in the day. Just win, baby. That's Corey Brewer, just out there finding different ways to win. And I got a tremendous amount of respect for him. And I can tell the players obviously do. And he was named as one of the top assistants. And he's now the head coach of the Summer League team. I'm very excited for Corey Brewer. I think his basketball knowledge, he's got a wealth of it. And I can tell he's not an ego-driven type of guy. He's been able to see the highs and lows within his own experience, likely. And you can tell he still loves the game. He's never left it. He has never, it's never at any point been out of his range and wheelhouse. And I always am impressed by that with guys who retire, especially when you don't necessarily have the career you expected. But when you still give back to the game in any way you can, you still try to pay it forward for others coming up. That, again, it speaks to me because it's like, I'm not sitting here saying I was going to go NBA, but I do wholeheartedly in my heart believe that without injuries and if I had, gone to a different school and, just different things that had put into place, I could have at least played a little college ball, at least. But you know what? Hey, God's plan is not always your plan. I might not be here talking with y'all, right? And sharing my love for the game, sharing my love with this great team. I might not be doing this. So everything has a rhyme and reason to it. And with Corey Brewer, we often see some of the best role players are guys that, some of the best coaches that were former players were the role players. Why? Because they saw both sides of it in front of them. They saw the stars. They saw what the stars had to do to maintain their level of excellence, to be, the faces of the franchise, to be the leaders, right? But then they also saw the guys that were the leaders of the locker room. Might not have had all the influence on a public space, but privately, internally, they were the ones who were setting the tempo. They were the ones who were, laying the law of the land down. And when you have that duality in your mindset, it allows you to have so much of a more open mind because you're able to relate. You're able to see both sides. It's like being the middle child, right? Now, I'm the oldest in my family, so I'm not a middle child, but I've always kind of felt like that. I've always felt like for me, I relate more to older people. So I was always like the young homie that was allowed to tag along, or I could sit at the grown folks table at family events. And I just always found myself more connected to things of older school nature. I'm rocking Carl Kanai in 2025, all right? Like, that's the type of stuff that connects to me and my soul. But I'm a youngin' by definition. I'm not. Now, let's youngin' might be pushing it, but I'm 26 going on 27. So I haven't lived a ton of life, but in this life I've lived, I've seen a lot. I've been able to meet so many amazing people, and I've been able to pick up on so much game. And with someone like Corey Brewer, because I was talking about myself, but just connecting, right? Corey Brewer has been in a multitude of NBA locker rooms. He's been around stars. He's been a star himself. He was a star coming out of high school. He was a McDonald's All-American before he got to Florida, and he was a star at Florida. I thought of all the players at UF, Corey Brewer was of that team. He was my favorite. I really thought he was gonna have like a Ron Artest type of career in the NBA. I did. Admittedly, I did. It didn't go out that way, but now he gets to rewrite a different chapter for himself, right? As a coach. The question I ask is, would Corey Brewer use the summer league experience as an audition for head coaching roles? Because what better exhibition than in some of the purest form of basketball, right? You got rookies who are trying to, cement the fact that this team drafted me high for a reason. Or this team picked me up and I went lower than projected. So I'm gonna show the world, right? You got a mix of that. Then you got guys who are like, yo, I didn't get drafted. I didn't, play anywhere big, but I ain't afraid of nobody. I belong. I'm gonna prove my worth in this opportunity. I'm gonna get to this roster. I'm gonna be so great, y'all can't deny me. I'm gonna play my role, whatever it is, but I'm gonna latch on. And then you got guys who have been in the league, are on the roster, but have not reached to what has been expected from them. And they want to start rewriting the narrative of their life and their career. And that's why you need a coach who has the empathy, the thoughtfulness, the awareness, the inner, the inner confidence and ability to speak and cultivate that drive, that dog mentality, that relentlessness, that resilience, right? We all talk about with the great Kobe Bean Bryant, Mamba mentality, right? That commitment to excellence, making that your standard. So I think Corey Brewer, in my humble opinion, is absolutely going to use this as an addition for NBA coaching roles, head coaching, whether that's with the Pelicans, because hey, look, we got a former player, Willie Green. And I still believe in Willie. I think he still has what it takes to be our coach and our guy, but I'm not in charge of that. And his status is, it's not fully stable and cemented. There are questions that are being asked. There are questions that people have. Can you be the guy? And sometimes it's all about looking within. Think about a company saying we hire from within, right? So if he does a great job and the Pelicans do really well in the summer league and guys are producing and playing at the caliber that I expect them to be able to do and know that they're able to do, he might walk out of there with you're not going to get this job now, but make no mistake, if something happens, you're the first one we call. Because that happens. That happens in the corporate world. That happens, sometimes it's not now, but be prepared. Be ready. Be ready when the opportunity calls. And that's just a metaphor for life. Be prepared for when the opportunity calls itself. When God gives you that spotlight, when he shines the light on your path, don't run from it. Embrace it. It might be scary. You might have anxiety, but you got to make that leap of faith. To be great, you got to make the leap of faith. Speaking of Batman, right? In Dark Knight Rises, when he's in that prison and Bane breaks him down psychologically, he tells him you merely adopted to the dark. I did not see the light until I was a full man. I was raised in it, molding it. You know what I'm saying? I do a better Bane, but I used to prank call people with that back in the day. I had a little too much time on my hands, 14, 15-year-old me. But right, Batman was at his lowest of his lowest, was questioning who he was questioning am I good enough to still be Batman? I was ready to walk away from it. Now I'm over here was this all for naught? Did I just waste all this time? And, when he ends up leaping out of the pit and is able to get back to Gotham, he does it without any rope or any assistance. He just makes it. That's what the blind elder in the prison was saying. He was like, I've only seen one person do it, and that was Talia al Ghul, daughter of Ra's al Ghul. Yeah, this is me nerding out a little bit, just very briefly, right? And she did it. She did it as a child, and she did it without the rope or any assistance. So Bruce had to do it because at first he was doing it with the assistance. He was trying, knowing Bruce, right? Try. like Mamba mentality. Like I always say, like if Kobe Bryant was a superhero, he would have been Batman, 100%, right? Um, and so I say all that to say that a leap of faith, right, is required to be great. Anything I'm saying to y'all ain't stuff that I ain't saying to myself on a daily before I do Pelicans Daily. You see what I'm saying? But no, but moments like these in the summer league are pure. This is some of the purest hoops that you're gonna be around and by. So knowing Corey Brewer, knowing the kind of guy he is, knowing that he has had success every stop of his journey, he's a winner, right? I think he's going to make the most of this. And I'm excited to see what happens with him, whether he ends up getting a head coaching role with us or elsewhere. I think the basketball world is going to benefit from a guy like Corey Brewer. I think he loves the game. It's evident. And those are the kind of guys that we need to support as much as possible, who care about the game, who want to see it continue to evolve and get better. You know what I'm saying? Do it for the love. If not, then what are you doing it for? And that's what made me fall in love with hoops, was seeing players with the passion and coaches, right? Because a coach is like a teacher out there, and a bad teacher can mess everything up. So look, think about some of y'all teachers back in the day. I'm sure some of y'all had some bad teachers that made y'all not like school, that made y'all question even coming to pursue an education, and it might have even made you feel a way about yourself internally, right? We don't discuss that enough, but that's just me talking life. But look, ball is life. There's a lot of metaphors. One of my friends said recently, I can tell a lot about a person's character by the way that they hoop. And that's why it's important to have good coaching, because coaching teaches you certain coaching will teach you certain habits. The job of a coach is to instruct and to guide and to cultivate and bring out the best parts of your game. So, hey, I'm excited to see what Coach Brewer does, truly. And I think that I like the approach that President Dumars is having, of having hard-nosed guys that went, whether they were in the offices or on the court, left it all out there, did everything possible to win. That's the culture that we're building in New Orleans. Nothing less. Nothing less. Because once we get to that, we're knocking on the door of championship. It's going to be championship or bust after that. But you have to lay the tracks of the foundation, brick by brick. And that's okay. That's what this journey is about. We're not attached to the immediate result. It's about the long term. But we got a damn good roster. And we might be able to add some other young guys who are ready and hungry and are going to be able to contribute. So, hey, a lot to look forward to. But my favorite portion of the video, responding to y'all. Now, I'm going to address this. Yes, I know last video I wasn't giving any takes or any, because I'm going to respond to this comment right away. And there's all love, by the way. All love. Stephen Ho 8, and we gotta speak on it, both asked, what was the major turn? Waiting to hear what you're talking about. Well, if y'all had listened, I said that Zion is a dark horse MVP candidate, which is a take that I haven't seen many people talk about. All right, 25. That's a big year for him. Year 7, a quarter through life, and the year of perfection of God's timing. And y'all know Zion come from a God-fearing home, so they don't take stuff like that lightly. They don't. It's all about the alignment. It's all about the precision and the purpose and the intention behind it. So, to answer your question, that was the major turn. But yes, I know I was talking, I was giving CJ his flowers. And I was talking about the all-time, Pelicans, Hornets starting 5. So it wasn't really giving a perspective on the current team. So that's why I said there's no bitterness. There's no, y'all have every right to have asked those questions. But now let's get to my favorite comments. Because, those are cool. But let's get to the comments that really, inspired me and lit me up. speaking of Zion, right? These first two, Don Dada 432. Zion would probably have played 45 to 50 games last year, but we started off so bad they didn't let him play back to backs. In the end of the season, they sat him. And I agree. That's, you peep the response, right? We did not start the season off well, and we were not able to, become what was projected of us. And I think that kind of just messed up his momentum. And, with this year, the more consistency that we have overall and functionality, the better we're gonna be. The better. Because we're not approaching it from the same perspective as before. We're not over here we're operating from a position of lack, but more so abundance. We've got a talented roster, and if they put it all together, easily this is a playoff team. I don't think that's crazy to say no more. The more I let it sit in my gut, and I'm a person who I only operate from the gut. If it don't feel right in my gut, I can't do it. That's your intuition. You know what I'm saying? That's the inner voice, your consciousness, what's connected to your relationship with God. And I know some of y'all probably like, yo, dude, I don't know. But whatever you call the righteous higher power in your life, right? It's connected to your internal, your gut, what you feel. When you feel something wrong in your spirit, you feel it. When you feel something right in your spirit, you feel it. So I think that this year is going to be such a monumental year for Zion. He understands the weight of it, right? He understands all the scrutiny that's been placed on him. People calling him a bust, which I'm like, again, have we lost the point of basketball discourse? Have we just become stupid and idiots? How is 25, 7-5 a bust? Please show me. Now, can you say he's not everything was expected? Yes. 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 But a bust? Stop it. Stop it, 5. Stop it, 5. Shout out to Votto. Stop it, 5. You want to know a bust? Darko Milicic, okay? Never averaged double digits. And if he did, it was probably just at 10 points a game. Okay? Drafted over Melo, Chris Bosh, and D Wade. That's a bust. Not 25, 7-5. That's lunacy. That's ridiculous. So as long as Zion stays healthy, we know what he's capable of. We know his talent. It speaks for itself. It does. So I'm hyped. And to stay on the topic of Zion, right? My guy Damon Rogers, 880, he said, "This is why I'm a subscriber. You are always telling the absolute truth about Z." Hey, much love. Much love, Damon. I've been watching Zion for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Me and him have been on a journey together without us realizing it. And I'm very much always going to push and pull for him. He's a great guy, great player. I feel like he's been judged very unfairly, but I also feel like, yes, he has to grow up in certain regards. But I don't agree with any media scapegoat narrative that is painted and portrayed on him. He's a great young man. Everybody that I've ever met that knows him personally, from people I know in South Carolina or people that I know that have worked with the Pelicans, they say one of the most down-to-earth people that you ever meet. And I don't appreciate people going out their way to try to destroy the character of good young men. I don't. If we're in a society where we're over here praising people who be on BS, who be out here messing around, fooling around, doing everything under the sun except walking a righteous path. And that does not mean that you're going to be perfect, because there's no such thing as perfection. Sometimes you get bumped, sometimes you get bruised. But as long as you keep going and you keep leading with love in your heart and a care and a passion for what it is that you're doing, your purpose that God breathed life into you for, I can't hate on you. And I can't go along with some follower hive mentality to be over here looking for flaw. What are you doing with your life? Half the people that be talking crazy about Zion, if they met him, they'd fan out. They'd be, "Oh my God, Zion, you're my favorite player of all time," man. All that talk, man. And I've been around some very influential people, and I done seen it. I done seen people act like groupies. It's grown men. acting like groupies. So for some of these folks that are chronically online and don't touch grass, for them to go out their way to disrespect a young man who, yes, he has not become the face of the league player that he was expected to be, but he's only 25. And he's had a great career when he's healthy. 25, 7, and 5 in under 30 minutes a game is ridiculous. Ridiculous. There's not many players that can do that. He is in a rare company. So appreciate the greatness while it's in front of you. Don't wait till it's too late. You want to know one of the, I'm gonna respond to like one more comment. Someone said, I feel like you got a good DMX impression. I do, actually, Christopher. I do. But one thing that I really hated with when Kobe passed, I noticed the amount of people that publicly disrespected him, that were all, crying alligator tears. Oh, I always loved Kobe. Oh, I can't believe he's gone. I don't know how I'm going to live on my life. He inspired me to be a better man and father. And then turn around all these years later and going out their way to disrespect and discredit him. All that stuff is fugazi. Some of y'all remember that. Remember when it was Kenyon Martin and Tim Thomas? Yeah, I'm taking it back. Like I said, I'm from the era. Okay, even though I was a youngin', I was around. I was put on to so much. But I don't rock with that. If you don't like someone, keep it consistent. You can say, you know what? Upon realization, I judged wrong. I did not have all the information. I didn't know better. Now I'm going to do better because I have knowledge and information. But keep that same energy. If you was over here casting spears at me and my legacy and my family and everything, when I pass, don't be up at my funeral crying tears. Don't. It's not needed and it's not wanted. It's fake. It's fraudulent. It's fugazi. It's not the authentic and real Carl Kanai-ish, you dig? You know what I'm saying? So all these people now that are downing and dissing Zion, there's going to be a whole bunch of fake people that are going to be his biggest fan when you know what I'm saying, when he really levels and ascends to the caliber of player that we know he is. When he locks in that player he was in the playing game in 2023-24 versus the Lakers, when he locks that into how he is and plays in at least a 70-game span, it's going to be a whole lot of fake people. Oh, I always was a Zion fan. I always believed in him. BS. Show the receipts. Keep the same energy. We don't need you. Gone. Be gone. Shoot. We don't need you. We don't need none of that negativity over here. We don't. Go find something better to do. Go home and talk to your father and ask if you are a man worthy of carrying on the family legacy, okay? Yeah, I that's how deep. Yeah, that's how deep we can go with this. So yes, Damon, I'm 10 toes down behind Zion, especially as a Duke fan. That was one of the greatest freshman years I've ever seen in my life. And if we could have hit a free throw in that Michigan State game, we're winning the title. I think about that often. Sorry, but yeah. So hey. Like my guy Ricky Pronia 2494, this is a make or break year. This is a make or break year for the whole team, but especially Zion. I'm very excited. And I feel like there's so many things that are aligning, so many things that are getting better, and there's a lot to look forward to, y'all. There's a lot to look forward to. And this summer league is just gonna be the precursor. This is the appetizer. We ain't even at the entree yet. They putting out the garlic bread and the bread and the olive oil. Yeah, garlic bread and olive oil. If you certain Italian spots, whatever. They put out the chips and guacamole, the chips and salsa. You're getting a taste. You're getting a sliver. You're getting the introduction. This is the prelude, the precursor. But make no mistake, Pelicans basketball, yeah, it's our time. It's our time. We ain't coming with the same energy as before. This is different. This is different in every way possible. But we're out for ours. We're out for ours. And we're going to go out there full throttle and do everything we can to get a W. It won't always be pretty, but when we get them dubs, the only thing that matters is winning. Because winning cures all. And like Kobe said, job not finished. Job not done. Because that's what you're judged on. Your wins, the results. What have you done lately? And I fully believe in this roster from top to bottom. So, get your popcorn ready for the Summer League because it's going to be a lot of young talent. We get a good view of what we're going to be potentially up against for these next few years. Especially with this draft class. This draft class was special. One of the best draft classes in recent years, and I think could potentially be one of the greatest all time. I don't think that's crazy to say. I'm very excited to see what our guys do. And I'm very excited to see the players that come out of nowhere that shock and surprise us. That's also what this is about. This is pure hoops. If you love the game, then this is the time for you. This is the time for you. I went to the Summer League a lot growing up as a kid. Some of my happiest memories of life were going to the Summer League, meeting players, being with my friends, talking ball all day, being in the atmosphere. So stay tuned on if I make an appearance. That's all I'm going to say. And if you are in Vegas and you pulling up to the Summer League, make no mistake. We'll find a way to run into each other. Who knows? Hey, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to just plant the seeds. Let it hatch. Let it grow naturally. But, hey, I love this. And I love y'all. Seriously, truly. You guys have lit a different flame within me. And I say that so sincerely and wholeheartedly. Y'all don't understand how happy and excited I be. This is therapeutic for me. It is. It allows me to, connect with y'all genuinely, talking about something that I love to this day, that I still hold near and dear to my heart. And that's the game of basketball. And this is a franchise that deserves so much for everything that they've gone through. So it's time. It's time to rewrite the narrative, rewrite the chapter, and turn in a new page, a new leaf today. And the Summer League is going to be the kickstarter to it all, the catalyst to the greatness that lies ahead. So, with all that being said, make sure that you like, you share, you subscribe. We're getting closer and closer to that 1,000 mark. Closer and closer. Closer to my dreams. Shout out to Guapole. Support is for free. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If they love the Pelicans, this is the channel for them. With all due respect to all these other Pelicans channels, because I watch them. I'm competitive. I can't help it. I told y'all how much Kobe means to me, right? Those are the kind of people I was influenced by. Those are the kind of people in my childhood that had a profound impact. And they cool. They good. Some of them get more viewers than me. Some of them get more likes than me. But are they more talented than me? Are they more charismatic than me? Do they know about the game more than me? Have they been around the game more than me? With all love and respect. Hell no. To the no. And that's not me being cocky. Word to Jadakiss. I'm not cocky. I'm confident. But when you tell me I'm the best, it's a compliment. That's how I carry myself. Some people don't like me because of that. But that's okay. I ain't meant for everybody. Just like we ain't meant for everybody. That's why the culture that we're building is not meant for everybody. So if you know people who love the game of basketball, whether they love the Pelicans or not, they might come away from my videos loving the Pelicans. Hey, Have them come through and show love. That's all it is, man. And I love the other stuff too. I love the banter. I do. Don't get it twisted. I love the banter, especially. So, hey, the love, the banter, the good, the bad, the ugly, within it all. This has been such an amazing experience so far. I'm so excited for where this is going to continue to go. And I'm excited for this season so much. So, hey, get on the hype train while you can, y'all. Get on the hype train. This is a dawn. It's a new age for the Pelicans. But this is our time. This is our time. We're not the same team no more. We're not the same team no more. We ain't. The Big Easy ain't playing with y'all. So, I say all that to say, much love to everybody. Appreciate y'all. Make sure, again, like, share, subscribe. Keep it going. Keep it rolling. That's going to be it. But stay tuned for more. So much more to talk about. So much more to cover.